Good afternoon. How are you today? My name is Patience, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Central Arkansas. And today I'm going to demonstrate how to make a template with a punch to use your Stamparatus to make easy cards. It is so much easier to use the Stamparatus than trying to line up everything to go with this punch. So let me get started. Let me find myself out here so that I can look for comments. And I am not seeing myself just yet. But that's okay. Let's go ahead and get started. What I'm going to do is make a template. And so if you have a Stamparatus, that's awesome because they are just awesome to work with. You have two different plates, and here's the hinge. You have a hinge at the top and the side. And then I'm going to be using photopolymer stamps, so I'm using the matte. And then I'm just using this just for ease, so it'll be easier to see on the video. But the magnets for my Stamparatus are housed on the back. And let me get them both off. I'll be using them both. They're very strong, so don't let them sit next to each other. So here we go. I am going to put both of my plates on the hinges because I'm going to be demonstrating how to make an ice cream cone template to go with this punch. It makes it a lot easier. First of all, I start with a piece of basic white paper that's 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I'm going to put this nope, I'm not going to put that right there. I'm going to punch it. I'm going to take my ice cream builder punch, and I'm going to stick that all the way in. And I'm going to go toward the bottom. And I'm going to punch out these. I'm going to put the pieces over to the side because this is the part that I want to use, the abstract part. So now I'm going to put that paper in there and hold it down with my magnets. I'm just doing that so that this does not move. Now, take your stamp set, and I just had it. Get it? Okay, I'm using Sweet Ice Cream stamp set. And I'm going to be using the cone and the scoop of ice cream. So what I'm going to do is, here is the cone. You can tell it's well loved. I've already used it. And this is the flat part, or the smooth side, that I would normally load up onto a block to stamp. And here's the textured side. I'm going to take that textured side, turn it over, because that's the part that when I take the plate, it's going to stamp. So I'm going to take this plate on the left, and I'm going to pick up my stamp. So now you see the stamp is over here. So then get your ice cream scoop, same thing. You would stick it onto a block like this, but you're going to turn it over and put it in the space right here. So it is a little loosey-goosey, but you just straighten it up, and then you take the other plate, and you put that down, and you pull up the stamp. So now you have the scoop on this top hinge and the cone on the left side. So now what does that mean for you? Okay, I'm going to put this over the side because I'm going to show you something different with this in just a moment. Okay, now you're wanting to punch out cones and scoops. So take your 4 by 5 1/2 cardstock that you're going to punch. Put down the paper with your magnets. Get your crumb cake. That's what I'm going to use for this cone today. It's crumb cake. And I'm going to ink up this side. And I'm going to press it down. Now your magnets are there to hold the paper, but it's still going to come up a little. Just make sure it's there. If you want this darker, by all means, ink it up and stamp it down again. It is in the same place because this is all lined up. So there you go. I have a darker cone. Now I'm going to ink up. I'm going to use Pool Party and put ink on my ice cream scoop. So I'm going to ink that up right here. And I'm going to press that down. And I already know it's going to pull it up a little bit. So I'm going to straighten that out. I want a darker Pool Party. So I'm going to ink it up again and stamp it again. Okay. So now you have the cone and the scoop. So get your punch back out. And put it in all the way to the side. Remember, we punched it all the way to the side. Line it up. Let me line it up here. Punch it out, and there you have a a cone and the scoop. Now, we do have a textured stamp that goes right there to give you the waffle part right here. And this is how I made this cute card. I used different colors. So let me do that again. I'm going to show you. This is the card that I just punched the Pool Party and the cone out of. I'm going to turn that around. Maximize all my paper here. I'm going to clean off the Pool Party off this cone up here. And I'm going to use Highland Heather purple color to make another ice cream scoop. Oh, doesn't that look good? And while I'm at it, I might as well go ahead and ink up the cone again. Otherwise, I will just be punching white paper. And I want a darker cone. Now, I could use a darker color, but I'm not, because I'm going to use soft suede to make the waffle images on that cone. So, I'll show you that. Here is the cone that has the waffle images on it. So, there's a stamp that will stamp that. So, there again, I'm going to put this in all the way and stamp it out. So, there you have 2 ice cream cones. Yay! Okay, now, the template that we put away, this is the original template that we used to line up everything. You could also use it like this in a class. If you go ahead and punch that out, punch a lot out, keep this template on the Stamparatus. Everyone could use these white pieces that have punched out and put that right back where it was punched out of. That way you don't have any parts that are going to be wasted. So let me wash that stamp off. And I'm going to use Flirty Flamingo for my cone. And there we go. I'm going to push that down. And now this time, the ink will pick up the cone. And there you have a pretty ice cream cone. Let me go ahead and ink up this other side. And see, this was the part that was already punched out. So that way you're not wasting paper. Same thing here. The ink picks that up. And there you have another ice cream cone. Okay, that's what I wanted to show you today. Thanks for joining me as always. If you would like to be a happy shopper of mine or a customer of mine, look me up on notesfrompatience.com. And y'all have a great afternoon.